Hey guys, we're going to hop on a podcast with a friend of mine from Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to be talking about senior living, all things that we do. I want you here. Here comes the phone call right now. I want you to be a part of this. Is this Claude?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
What's going on, big guy? How you doing, man?
Man, it's doing good, man. How are you?
Fantastic. Nice.
All I do, I write the coursework and they teach the class.
Okay. Awesome, man. Very good.
But look, man, we can't really call on now, so I'm gonna put you on mute, all right?
Okay, sounds good, Claude.
All right, bro.
Okay, we're on break. He's going to come back on in a second. We're going to talk about senior living. I'm not sure the questions he's going to ask, but I want you to kind of glean from this in terms of this business, this industry can continue even in the midst of being quarantined, in the midst of being sheltered at home. This is a business that you can do at home. All long as you got to do, if you have a cell phone, you have a computer, it doesn't have to be a 32-inch monitor. You have a laptop. I got a laptop over there. You have some sort of smartphone. You got some business cards. I mean, we got business cards here. I mean, you really don't even need business cards right now, right? Because you can't really go anywhere and talk to people. And that's going to change in a couple, 2 or 3, 4 weeks, especially in the medical arena. But for now, that's all you need. Go ahead. I'm offering an 87% discount. Hop in. Text me below. Learn about this industry. This discount is only going to last until midnight the 31st of March. That's it. Then it goes right back up. So I want you to listen to this. Okay, I'm not sure the questions he's going to ask, but we're going to be able to talk about senior living, talk about what we do. And it's probably more from a standpoint of the placement side of the business, which is why I want you to hear it. I tell you a lot about the business, getting into the business, but this will let you know more about what we do on this side. So hopefully you can hear it from the other mic, and let's get into it. Absolutely, yeah. My name is Matt Stafford now, not the Detroit Lions quarterback for your audience out there now. I don't have the $27 million contract, but I'm doing okay.
You know that guy. Okay.
That's right. But the company I own is called Stafford Senior Solutions. It's a senior placement company where we help seniors and their families to move from where they are, typically in a hospital, skilled nursing, at no cost, no obligation. So it's a free service that we provide, and we get paid. We get paid on the back end from communities, large communities or care homes. And so we do that, and there's a process involved, and in that process brings me to the other company I have. It's called it's a Senior Referral Academy, and I help students across the country to do the exact same thing I'm doing. So I teach them that process and how to move a senior from where they are to where they need to be. It's not difficult, but it's just a little bit of a medical process. You need to know some forms, some protocols, things like that. But once you know that, it's easy. But I started my company, Stafford Senior Solutions, September of 2018. We have experienced tremendous growth since September of 18. I dove right in, man, 30 feet in the water. This can encourage your audience. It's kind of like a Tony Robbins approach, man. I got in the boat, went to the island, I burned the boat, and it was either going to sink or swim. Fortunately, we came out on the other end doing very well. All of 2019, to put it in perspective, we've done more business than any local referral agency in the Fresno, California area. And so we immediately went to the top. Now, we don't do as much as the national companies that you see on TV, but the local guys, we do. We found ourselves developing a niche, doing things a little bit differently. I love your show, the customer service, because that's what we're all about. We're all about creating what we call being client-centric, creating an experience for our families, even in the midst of this difficult, trying time. And it is a difficult, trying time for families. And things in place that we do. We've developed personally some rituals we do in the morning. I've got some key things that I do throughout the day. One is I call it a plan. It's an acrostic, PLAN. And each and every day, you got to focus on the P, the profit-producing activities. And then you got to focus on your leads. You got to have a spirit of anticipation that things are going to happen for the positive. And then for the end is you got to know your numbers. It is a business. You got to increase that top line to increase that bottom line. But we look for the top line first. And that's what we've been doing, and it's been a success. We love it. And one thing we do a little bit differently, I think, than some. We do some pro bono work too. Kind of let you know if seniors move into skilled nursing. We help them out. We don't get paid for that, but it's not about the payment. It's about the senior being taken care of.
Right. Awesome. Man, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, man, because I like that plan concept that you have. I love that actually. Installed.
Commercial break.
For guaranteed lifetime warranty. I'm going to say key lifetime warranty.
Guaranteed lifetime warranty.
Today at 757-287-9933. Schedule your appointment once again. All right, folks, we're back with the Argus Customer Service Show. Once again, this is your host, Squad Plan. We have a special guest on this evening, Matt Stafford of Stafford Senior Solutions. Matt, we're back. And like I said, I really love what you do. You say as a morning ritual with your theme plan, man. But we forget about the basic things and things as far as just staying focused and disciplined and what we are supposed to do as a business, and particularly the reason we got in business.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like with that concept of plan, saying you do it every morning, it seems like something that you made that you are very disciplined on, and you're pretty much developing a culture in your business for the future, for when your business does grow. I can see your employees and everyone taking on that same concept that you have.
Yeah, I would hope so, Claude. And I tell you, being an entrepreneur, I think one of the great fallacies that's out there is this concept of making $1 million in your underwear, kind of waking up when you want to, and going to bed when you want to, and work when you want to. And man, that's all a misnomer. We get up in the morning, and I got my rituals of hanging out with the puppy and getting my leadership things in and prayer and everything else. But then we dive right into that plan. I mean, it's profit-producing activities. That's actually a mental check I do at the end of the day. How often was I in that frame of reference, that frame of mind of knowing whatever I was doing was a profit-producing activity? Now, it doesn't mean we're generating money that specific, that particular second, but it does mean that whatever I'm doing, it could be a return email, it could be a phone call, could be going to see somebody when we're able to get out of the house. Anything like that could be a profit-producing activity as long as it's pushing you forward toward your goals. And then you got to constantly look on your leads. I mean, you got to have a funnel. I mean, the only time you're disappointed in your business that you lose a lead or lose a sale is when your funnel's not big. When you don't have your hopper filled up with leads, because if you just counting on one person and they fall out, then you're setting yourself up being disappointed. And then that anticipation, we believe in faith. We believe that I drive around when I'm able to, obviously, but we get out. I can't wait for the next lead. We just got a lead 20 minutes ago, just before you called. We got a lead from skilled nursing. So we're still moving seniors. We moved 2 this week. We moved 3 last week. And we just got another lead today. So business is still moving, even though we're quarantined, sheltered, and all that kind of stuff. And then you got to be responsible and look at your numbers. I think people, especially as entrepreneurs, they get excited about the sale, but they really don't want to look at the big picture and see where their numbers are at, because it's kind of like, that's going to tell you. That's going to tell on you, right? Well, you've got to look at that. You got to grow your numbers and grow your top line. And then the other 2 things we do, just kind of in practice, we focus in on is networking. Networking has brought our business to a whole nother level. Then it's promotion. We do a lot of videos. We do a lot of on social media, and I'm not a social media guru, but I'm on 4 channels, and man, I hammer it out there. We kick it out, and we receive leads. People in the area all know us. People refer to us as experts, which I'll never call myself that, but they do because they see our content out there all the time. So you've got to push yourself out there too.
I definitely see you out there working, man, and you kind of changing up my questions I have for you, bro, because you coming with you dropping so many gems right now, man. You making me change up my questions. You dropping some gems out here, man. And I'm like, man, I got to change my questions up a little bit here. Man, you touched on a lot of key things as far as keeping leads inside, funneling out leads and keeping in the funnel. Just always having leads and doing the things that Matt is talking about that he's doing as far as gaining leads and gaining customers. Things like that. Funneling leads and people and opportunities constantly coming at him, and he's creating those opportunities. I just want to clear that up, man, because some people might not understand the terminology of funneling.
Yep.
Or keeping funnel, keeping lead stuff in your funnel. But that's huge. What you just said, that is huge, man, because once they make the sale, they're not thinking about, the number and where it actually came from, the things of that nature, which is also huge because you have to know, particularly as an entrepreneur, a small business, you have to know where your leads are coming from. You have to know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must because I know you're not done, but that's leading to your company being as successful as it is.
This should give hope to people that want to get into this industry. We can teach them a process in the Senior Referral Academy. All they got to do is, you can give out my number if you put it on the screen, or give it out if you want, but they can call me, text me. Phone number's 559-210-4152. That is my cell phone. You can text me, call me. Again, 559-210-4152. And reach out to me about this opportunity. Now, we have taken this business from scratch to where we are today. The good news is anyone can do this. There's nothing real special about me. I've got the process. I've got some disciplines in place. But there's anyone out there that if you're hungry and you're thirsty to have a home business, man, call my number, text me, let me know you mean business and you want to get into something that can help people, offering a free service, doesn't require a whole lot of sales, is more customer service. That's why I was excited about being on your podcast, because it really coincides with what you always talk about, customer service. This is really not even sales. This is assisting someone through a process that has a great need, and they don't sign anything, give you money, anything. You still get money. I teach you that on the back end from the corporations, the companies, but the people themselves, the seniors, the family, they don't give you a dime. And that's the best part of this business model, because you truly are positioned to help somebody without asking them for anything in return.
I hope you guys are hearing this. We're talking about senior living, talking about the Senior Referral Academy. It's getting all over the country. We're super excited about this industry because we literally can help people, and we are helping people, and you can too. And you don't have to ask for any money in return. You don't have to ask for them to sign anything. You just assist them, help them, and I want to teach you that. Go ahead and text my number if you would. I want to teach you this.
They offer a guaranteed cut-free estimate at 404
Offer a free estimate. Let's go.
6747.
Free estimate.
Once again, that number is 404-960-67. All right, folks, we're back with our customer service show. Once again, this is your host, Clark Flynn. We have a special guest on tonight, Mr. Matt Stafford of Stafford Senior Solutions. Matt, we're back on, my man. And Matt, we've been talking about it quite a bit tonight. You mentioned it quite a bit tonight. And I know customer service is important to you, but how important is it to your business, customer service?
Oh, it's extremely important. I'll tell you why is, number one, if you're going to be successful in anything, I believe you got to put your whole heart into it. And so you're going to out-service your competition, but more importantly, you're going to reach out to the people you're helping. And so it's going to come from your heart. And as I alluded to earlier in the program, we define not only the customer service part in providing stellar service, but we reach a little bit higher, if you will, or a little bit off to the right, trying to provide what we call being client-centric, trying to provide an experience, a positive experience, an adventure for our clients. Now, again, it's difficult in this industry because it's not Disneyland, right? I'm not offering, a bunch of rides, and I'm not offering candy or anything like that. It's a trying time. Their loved one is at skilled nursing. Their 90-year-old mother went to the hospitals at skilled nursing, there for therapy for 8 to 10 weeks. They need to find a community or a care home for them. It's not a great time. But here's what I mean by that. One example, when we're able to meet with people, I would typically meet with my clients at a Starbucks. Get there about 10 minutes early. Get there 10 minutes early, you're prepared. You get a table because Starbucks is always crowded, right? So when your client walks in, they know who you are, they've seen your website, you've done all your homework, you sit down, you get the intros out of the way, then you ask them what they want, coffee, tea, or whatever it is. Let them sit, remain in the seat. You go get the coffee, get the tea for them, bring it back to them, begin to have small talk about them particular, and you establish that rapport, and that rapport will then lead over into a relationship. And then that relationship comes into, so then they want you to help them. They begin to trust you through the process. And then another byproduct of all this is when you go through that process and they trust you, when they have another need, or they have a friend or another family member that's in need, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call us back. We get a lot of repeat business because of that, because of what you talk about weekly on your show about being a person that's focusing on customer service. And you do that, you're going to have repeat business coming back to you, because the customer service, you're being genuine, it's coming from the heart, they're going to feel it, they're going to remember how you made them feel versus what you told them. I could say a lot of things to them, but how I made them feel in that moment, they're going to remember that and call me back next time.